Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Today we're actually working on the headliner of my 260Z. Just thought I'd bring you guys along. So I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm doing it the best I can based off the reference of the car I've got. The 280, we're going to use it as a reference. It's a 2+2, so it's a little bit different shape, but I believe it's all going to work pretty much the same way. But this kit's actually from Motorsport Auto. That's where the kit came from. It came with the foam pieces for the side trim, as well as the actual vinyl trim here. So this is actually embossed leather. It's a black piece that'll go on top of this foam once I trim it all up and everything. It comes with the adhesive spray right here, and it also has the main headliner right here. I've kind of got it set out, letting it uncurl a little bit, but it's already adhered to the foam on this one, so all I've got to do is put it in. But I'm working on the side trim first. I think that's going to be easier. And of course you can see I'm trying to prevent spray, that glue, from getting on anything. It sprays pretty straight. You can pretty much aim it and spray it. But if you get that anywhere, it's really nasty to clean off, and it's really sticky and tacky. So just taking some preventive care to try to keep it off the doors and stuff as I spray this, especially these pillars right here. So just doing that right there. But I'll go show you how I'm using my 280 as a reference. This is kind of what I'm doing, and I'll just kind of show you how I'm going about this. So looking inside the 280Z 2+2 here, you can kind of see how that vinyl goes. That's your headliner there. Of course it's collapsed a little bit, but you can see how this actually rolls it on the front. And I pulled our gasket back here, and if I pull that back, you can kind of see where that foam starts. Maybe you can see it. I can't see my camera screen at all. You kind of see where that starts. So I'm going to be trimming that foam in there to match kind of how this all tucks in. And of course then it tucks in around the actual headliner on that top beam, and the foam feels like it stops about right here. So it's got a little lip and then it curls over. So that's kind of what I'm using as a reference. You can see the front right there where it starts against that other piece there and runs around. But it's important you get all this in there before you get your glass and everything, because this actually tucks into your seal, your weather stripping. So for your door as well. So I'm doing all this before I do all the weather stripping on the car. So that's why I'm actually starting with this here before I do all the weather stripping. But same thing on that side. You can see it's the same way there, how it goes. And then of course it runs all the way back. You get a handle there, and it stops right there at where your actual quarter piece on this car would have started. So that's kind of how it looks. A little bit different shape, like I say, because it's a 2+2, but we can still use it as a reference. Yeah, so looking inside the 260Z now, just with this piece of foam I've got, actually I used it. I tucked it up in here to hold it in place, and I've got some things I got cut out right here for a little hook. But that's kind of doing it, and then I'll just trim it up. At this lip, you can actually kind of see where that lip is here as well. Maybe you can see that. It's got that lip right there where your weather strip fits on, so I'll trim it up to there. And of course I really should, I guess, put this piece here on first. This is that front piece, because it actually looks like this goes on top. Of course I didn't glue it all the way back, so I can probably put it on there and tuck this in on top like we have on the car out there. And of course this is where the holes go for the sun visors and your mirror. And of course then we got the top. But you can see this side here. Let me turn around here. You can see that side there that doesn't have the foam on it yet. That's how it looks. So anyways, that's how I'm approaching this thing. I don't know if I'm doing it exactly right, but like I say, just using that 280Z as a reference. I'm going to get these pieces glued in, and then once I get all the foam glued in, I'll come back, trim all this up, and I'll glue in actually the vinyl pieces and trim those up as well. I believe they have to be trimmed for the car as well here. Alright, now I have all of our foam in here. As you can see, all the way around. Just like so. So the next step is I got to trim that up, and I got to work on getting our vinyl where it needs to go in this thing. So we'll continue on here. Alright, making some progress here. I got our foam installed on that side, trimmed up. I've actually started installing the vinyl. I don't know if my camera's, if you can see that too well. The sun is kind of showing here a little weird right now. But basically we got the vinyl here up, on around here. I'm actually now working on the side piece here. But you can kind of see how that works. I've got this thing glued on. Hadn't cut out yet for the things there. But I found that these little clips right here are fantastic for hold position while you shape, because I have to cut things out. Still got to trim this back a little bit right here on that. But those allow me to kind of fasten it in so I can get the wrinkles out of it before I glue it. So I can take these back off, have them kind of positioned, glue it, put these back in place. And that seems to work really well. But I'm using these little clips right here, little bender clips. They seem to work pretty well for that right there. So just a tip. Alright, I now have our headliner installed here. That was not an easy job for me because I messed up a little bit, and I'll be explaining that. But I got all of our trim in, all these trim pieces. I got them tucked inside. As you can see, all the way around is that side. This thing tucks into those corners. As you can see, this headliner tucks in. I messed up over here. I got a little wrinkle right there, and what happened was I put the glues too close. So be careful of that. If you put one of these in, leave a little bit of room for the glue, because this thing tucks in here, and what happened to that glue set, and I couldn't push this thing in. I had to hurry up and get some tools to try to work this thing in there, and it grabs the glue. So it created these two creases right here in my vinyl. But besides that, everything else looks pretty good. And I also did cut that a little short. I'm going to have to tuck that and glue it just a little bit with some different glue. But overall, it's not bad for somebody that doesn't know anything about upholstery work. So, can't complain too much, but it looks really good. I've still got to trim all this up too. You can see this actually trimmed up so when it tucks in with the weather stripping. So when I put the weather strip in here, all this will kind of tuck up here. I had to cut a slice right there to make this thing fold like I need it to. Same thing with the windshield. I got to trim all this up. But that's got all that installed. And of course it looks really good when you look at the inside of the car. Also, I did get me a new gear shifter there, shift knob for the 5-speed here that threads on walnut wood. Kind of matches the steering wheel a little bit better. But that's happy to have that done. That was a job. But also I've got my badges installed now. I'll show you that real quick. I hadn't really latched these in here. I just have them sitting on there. Also got all my tail lights put together there, like so. So we got the tail lights installed now officially, and making good progress. But anyways, guys, I just want to show you how to do that real quick. That's a lesson on me as well of things not to do. Sometimes you learn as you go. But I just want to give you guys a quick video of that headliner installation. Appreciate you guys watching. There'll be more to come here very soon. Take care.